How's it going? MotorCity Miner here, coming at you for the first time from Detroit, the Motor City, the D, whatever you want to call Detroit. That's where we're at. Just a bunch of testing going on here, and trying different things with some different cards. Got the practice workbench, wet bench, whatever you want to call it. It's not wet, but I don't have the reservoir on it at the moment. But got that going with my Founders Edition rig, plus got like I think 8 A2000s. Yeah, there's 4 up there, and then awkwardly 4 underneath the practice wet bench. Kind of just chilling down there with this long USB cord, but you know, get as much as you can off one miner, I guess. So we got 10 GPUs on there. The wet bench itself only has 3 right now, but that's just because I'm trying some different things with some different cards, different overclocks, whatnot. Got into mining back in DeFi summer. Luckily, right before things really took off. Bought some equipment, had no idea what I was doing, just thought it was interesting, and well, they say the rest is history. So, grown to over 200 GPUs at this point. Do have some ASICs as well. But yeah, just kind of wanted to share my story. Plus, I think it's a great time to. A lot of adjustments are going on, and I need to have to adjust as well. So I'll actually be moving from this location. Like I said, we're in the city. I have a small row house, so there's not really much room. I did start mining at my house originally, but quickly outgrew that during the bull run, reinvesting all my profits to buy more equipment. And yeah, ended up renting out a small space. It's not too big. I think we got like 800 square feet or so. But just needed a place to grow in, but quickly realized that even this was kind of small, and especially for my power needs. I mean, we did make some power upgrades here, but you know, we're kind of stuck at that 100 amp service, so 100 amp 240 volt, but all the plugs, unfortunately, each room actually are 120 volt, which really hampers me a little bit. So but yeah, I've got a new location coming, so we're going to head over there in maybe the next video. But for now, we'll take a tour here, see what's up. Like I said, I think I got a lot that I've learned in the last 2.5 years. A lot of it I learned from fellow content creators like Red Panda Mining, Son of a Tech. I don't know how many hours I spent watching his how-to videos back when he used to do those. Don't get me wrong, I love his news articles too, but gotta credit those how-to videos for where I am at today. I think I spent like literally every waking hour till like 3 a.m. during the bull run, like just learning everything I could. So without further ado, I guess we'll walk around. Like I said, this is a work area. Kind of got like, you know, parts, everything on this wall over here. I got a little IKEA, you know, drawer thing that has a bunch of small parts and subdividers in the drawers for all, you know, all the parts for working on all my machines. I have no idea how many parts I have at this point. Way too many rigs. But yeah, so this is kind of the work area. As you can see, like I said, we got our wall miner. He pivots out so I can access it easily if needed. But it's kind of more just for fun and for show. That was kind of more a personal project, just to be interesting. But yeah, Praxis workbench, awesome, recommend it, definitely cool. I do have a dead one of the slots, one of the PCI slots died on this board. Don't know what happened with that. And this one here, this one still works, but like I said, this machine isn't always running full of cards. It's more for testing. Just crappy CPU on it right now, real piece of crap. But you know, that's beside the point. We stick to GPUs for the most part. But yeah, so when I got started, I actually started by mining on desktops. I would accumulate shells of desktops. So you can kind of see a bunch of G5s down here, Dell G5s. Pretty sure everyone else that had money was buying these and ripping out the graphics cards. So I think I got most of these. I had 10 at one point. I think I spent like $100 on each, you know, just to get the motherboard and everything. And then I'd throw in, you know, a GPU. They have 500 watt power supply, so it could pretty much handle any GPU. Yeah, I think I had like 10 of these running in my house at one point, and that was just getting a lot to upkeep, especially since they were all mining Windows. So then I started getting into rigs, like, you know, 8 GPU rigs and whatnot, but those were hard to come by. So I kind of got, you know, a bunch of Amazon specials, so to speak. So we can kind of take a look at one of those actually. So, but all those desktops had like LED lights on them, so I would essentially I would color each of them a different color, and I was like, you know what? I love Star Wars, so you know, the different colors were different Rebel squadrons. So, you know, initially we start off with a gold and a red desktop. This is the gold one here, gold symbol. We got our red squadron over here. Again, these were originally at my house, the desktops. But you know, eventually we had more than just desktop computers, but I stuck with the theme. That way, whenever I had a machine go down, I would label it per the room it's in. You can see we kind of got this with Gold Squadron leader over here. It's not on right now, but you know, essentially used to do stuff. But yeah, so this is like one of my rooms, an office. It's probably like 100 square feet in here, not too big. But each room has like 3 circuits, which is great. All 20 amp, so even though it's 120 volt, it still can handle a lot. So we got our AC Infinity Grow tents. We got 1 in each of my rooms. I got 4. We got a red room, Gold Squadron, Green Squadron, and Blue Squadron, right? So we got 4 major squadrons from Star Wars, not including Rogue Squadron, but that doesn't really have a color, so that didn't really work. But yeah, so we got intake fan down here, which I'll open this up, but it goes inside and then distributes to a shelf with miners on different floors. And then we do got 2 exhaust fans as well, these guys, which all exhaust outside the building. Love these tents, they were phenomenal. Big help with heat, especially in the summer. So let's see what's in here. You can see I've kind of already started disassembling right now. In here we just got the 2 8 GPU rigs, lower and the bottom, but you can see kind of how routed the air in, up a vent on the bottom, second shelf and the third, keep everything cool. And then we have our exhaust at the top. See, there's 2 in here, so that's exciting stuff. But yeah, essentially I've actually disassembled most of my machines now, because we are relocating to a new industrial location closer to my house, closer to the city center. But key thing is industrial. It's in an industrial complex, and they've negotiated a much more favorable rate of kilowatt hour. So that's where we're going. But yeah, right now we got a whole bunch of 6700 XTs down here. On this level we got 5600 XTs. It's a little older. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on in Gold Squadron at the moment. Again, there used to be 8, and then a 5, and then a 7. I don't think I have any of the 7s running anymore, to be honest. But the idea originally of having the different amounts on each machine was to essentially be able to diversify what circuits had how much power on them. So especially the 7, I think I have one and I'll show it later in this movie, but the 7 one that used to be here, I think I have some disassembled, but that I can show you. But it can have up to 3 PSUs on 1 motherboard, which is awesome. I love that motherboard, super versatile. We'll talk about, it's an ASRock board. I can't remember, 510 BTC Plus or something. But like, since you could have multiple PSUs, you could divide cards across different circuits in your room. So really awesome for home mining, or for like in this situation where I don't have true like 240 volt, and you know, kind of have that 80% rule hitting me at about 1800 watts on a circuit. So definitely helpful to have. So I would generally keep lower power cards on the 8 GPU rig, really high power cards on the 5 GPU rig, and kind of whatever on the 7s, but maybe that'll make more sense once I go to a different room that maybe has that situation. So let's take a look around. Alright, so heading up on Green Squadron. Yeah, I know, went a little overkill making all these signs for every room. I'm just a Star Wars nerd, so we got Blue Squadron, Green Squadron, like you already saw, red and gold. I'm just a nerd, I'm not gonna lie. And I mean, these cost like $2 on, like, I think it was Shutterfly or something, whatever, $2-3, no big deal. But we'll come in here. So this is Green Squadron. We got, I don't even know what these are. Looks like a 5600 XT. I think these both are those. Was disassembling, like I said, stuff, and I guess I just forgot about these. Didn't get them into a box. We got our helium miner over there, Bobcat 500. Do have the 5G. I got an antenna in this window, and then one in the room we were just in, actually, the gold. But that's a different story. That was just, you know, trying different things. Mostly GPU mining. So we got, again, intake, more exhaust, out the window. And let's see what's going on in here. Again, I've been so busy at disassembling things, I don't even know what I have currently running. I'm at about like 100 GPUs right now for my 200, just with things not profitable. Alright, so looks like we got this is one of my 2080 Ti rigs, a bunch of Zotacs. And then we got a 1660 Super 8-card rig, so that's cool. Oh, and then look at that. So this is one of those ASRock, it's actually 6 PCIe slots, but then there is one place to plug in one PCIe riser. I did try putting a splitter. It'll only pick up one PCIe, so 7 cards max on this motherboard. But like I said, you can see there's a PSU slot here, and then 2 more plugs over here. And then you can control which, depending on how you power it, what slots are powered by what PSU, so there's no overlapping voltages or anything. And yeah, you can divide up that power, so really great. Love these boards, but yeah, I just don't have a use for them anymore in the new place, so I'm thinking I'm gonna sell them, so keep an eye out. I'll maybe do a little more information on these in a separate video when I do get around to selling these. We'll just put that back. Fun stuff. So yeah, this is green room, like I said. So yeah, I guess this has everything that I was talking about. A 5-card rig, 8-card rig, and then the 7-card rig. 7-card rig is disassembled for the most part, but kind of what was going on. Yeah, so we'll go on over to the next room. Don't mind my construction. So let's go on over to Blue Squadron. Another pretty much identical room. A little bit of blue highlights, you know. Every room has a little bit of color just to make it a little more pleasant for me. But yeah, same thing. Intake, exhaust, and out the window. Yeah, so we got 2080 Ti rig down there, 5-card. 5-card 6700 right now running, and then the 6800's offline at the moment. Yeah, AC Infinity fans are awesome. Highly recommend if you need to exhaust some air. From a 10, for sure. We'll come back to that. Alright. So yeah, that's kind of the place. I guess I didn't show you Red Squadron, but Red Squadron's pretty much completely disassembled at this point. I do have 2 ASIC miners in there, 2 cold shell LT lights there, which normally wouldn't be here, but I just was not using the power because I've shut off most of my GPU rigs, so it made sense to put them here. These shelves cannot hold that kind of weight though, as you can see. They're kind of bowing a little bit. And then another 7-card rig and 7-card that are just being stored right now. I think this is 2060s, and this one is, I think, also 2060s, or maybe 1660 Supers. I don't remember. Or maybe a mix of them. So that's the Red Squadron, again, all the same. So, but yeah, so that's kind of the farm. Like I said, in the process of boxing everything up. I'm going to be moving to a new location. Going to give you guys a tour. And that's kind of what I'm hoping to give back to the community, is just my, not only my knowledge at this point that I've learned growing to this size over the last 2 years, but also, you know, it's not every day that you build out an industrial facility for mining. Like I said, I think it's kind of a little more unique to my situation. I know a lot of content creators that I watch are still home mining, which is awesome. Like I said, I just don't have the space. I'm just forced to have that overhead cost of rent. And I was lucky enough in the bull run to find this location real cheap. I think it was like $850 a month, but like I said, I've kind of outgrown it. It's also Michigan, which isn't really known for its great electrical rates. Put it in perspective, my home is about, with all fees and delivery charges included, about 18 to 19 cents a kilowatt hour. Here, being a commercial facility, an office building, office complex, it's a little better. It's around 12 to 13 cents a kilowatt hour. It's really hard to get much lower than that without going industrial in Michigan, so that's what I'm doing. The actual rate's like 7 or 8 kilowatts an hour. It depends on the time of day. But you know, once fees and delivery charges are included, it's about 10 cents that I'll be paying at the new place. So, which is about as low as you can get, at least in Metro Detroit. So yeah, like I said, just want to give back to the community, give back that knowledge that so many others have helped me with. Don't know much about content creating, so this is my first foray, so go easy on me. Maybe we'll get some better equipment over time. And also, you know, like, subscribe. Yeah, that's pretty much it for now. Like I said, I'll take a video at the new place once I'm over there. There's nothing set up and running there yet, but you know, we're getting there. So yeah, until next time.